Hey boy! Welcome back, guys. Sunday watch list. We're going to go over some of the levels to look at. Not much economic news this week. We got a short week as we posted already. I believe Tuesday is a half, Tuesday is a half day, Christmas Eve, and then Wednesday completely closed, and then we resume Thursday, Friday. Every time there's a short week, holidays, stuff to that nature, usually lower volume, less participants, a little bit less restraint when it comes to moves. So we'll see how it goes. I will go over some of the news really quick. I mean, nothing crazy. Unemployment claims Thursday will be the biggest one. Wednesday closed. We got some durable goods orders, probably trash. New home sales, probably not that great. Crude oil, we'll see. We got some good levels to play though. SPY, as you can see, this is the 4 hour, the 1 hour. Yeah, they were smacked hard. This is why we show you the divergences when I showed you it was coming down because the trend is weakening or, the trend could be changing soon. That's exactly what is happening with some of this. I mean, not quite, I guess, here. But there was a divergence going on in most of the higher end time frames. The RSIs were starting to get a little overbought. We lost that level in FOMC, and I do think it could lead to a longer term correction, in my opinion. I still am leaning towards January of getting kind of defensive. I think there could be a little bit of a rug pull. So possibly we come up and form this right shoulder, come back down and test this. We shall see, but I'm kind of bullish for this week as long as we hold this level. If we start to get below this on SPY, then we could create that another leg lower. These aren't these aren't good candles right here. So it's like we got to base out and we got to hold this support to potentially go and form this right shoulder, and then we have another resistance up top. So with this happening, we still have levels we got to get over to form another bullish thesis. But as of right now, I could see this clear left head, and then possibly it goes and creates that right. And that's where I think, with the week being short, we could get that push up, and then a lower high, and that's where January starts, and we get that lower low, that pull. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. Last Sunday, I was explaining IWM, how if the 10-year starts to get denied, let's go look at the 10-year. It did not get denied. And you see that IWM broke through. I said if we break through this level that was previous resistance, we could see the 200. It's kind of what it's heading towards. I'm not exactly sure if we'll get all the way down there, but it's got a pretty strong, support there at the 200, and it's got this trend line. So it poked its head over, it fell through. That sucks. I lost maybe 100 something bucks because I closed early before the FOMC started. I was really busy. But yeah, you want to see it get above these levels. You see what was previous resistance. Now that it's below that and it couldn't hold that at support, that's going to be resistance again. So you want to see above 226 and then try and work through the 230 area if that does start to go. If it doesn't, still could play into that thesis, the higher low up here, and then get denied and come back and test that. Right now, that's just kind of where I'm at. Is like short term, yes, it could be bullish. The big sell off could be, but I still think January we get a follow through. If we do create higher highs, it's got to get through this level right here for the Qs or for SPY above 600. It's got to go battle that out again. As long as it holds this range, that's still somewhat bullish. But if it starts to break below, then we can get bearish, start to see this ultimate trend line be tested. Once those start to break down these big trend lines that they have, Qs, SPY, that's when you need to start. We're getting kind of scared. Like, okay, maybe the trend is completely changing. Maybe the bears are taking control. You could possibly see the 200 if that happens. These are just sell side, theories. I'm not really there yet. I still think we got until the end of the year. We could see a good rally up, possibly test all-time highs if it stays in this range. We'll see. But we'll get into some shorter term equities. As you can see, the 10-year did break out. Not good for stocks. This is a very long trend that it's been doing. So if it does, it's going to find a good support there, and we could be in trouble when bonds continue to go higher. Bitcoin kind of fell apart. One thing I was noticing is Ethereum kind of isn't a huge flag. So like, remember when I would pull up the Tesla weekly flag? They kind of are like, if I expand these a little bit, and you check out this flag for a weekly bull pattern, like that's pretty damn strong. So Watch out for Ethereum. This is the weekly chart. It looks very, very bullish action. If it could start to get above its all-time highs, that could go. I mean, I could see 10,000 pretty easily, and that we're talking a doubling of price. So I'm not, Nostradamus. I can't tell the future, but that for sure can happen. That looks realistic when you see how long this weekly bull flag has happened. And Tesla, I mean, it's at 100% move from that huge bull flag that we were forming. I used to have it like this. I was like, honestly, it's just kind of been flagging. It broke, and that's 100% move right there. 270, I think, to 500 or something like that. So we watch these levels because I don't know, if it happens, it happens. But Apple's still remaining bullish. You look at their week, I mean, not a bad week out of Apple. That's the leading, thing. And stocks ended up lower. Most of them, Microsoft, it's still battling there. I am in the weekly. I probably should break it down since we're playing shorter term. I was saying how if it doesn't hold this, it could potentially see the 200. Now they're trying to base. The bulls had a nice little 4-hour candle there. If they do break below this, 200 is pretty much inevitable. So watch out for the 430 level. That's a quick sell off to 425. Little $5 move out of there. The Apple still looks strong. The video is looking decent, but you could see Apple, like, they just keep basing. Came down right into support, and that's exactly where they got their buy. So if buyers are showing up on these dips, I don't see where people could be super bearish. I mean, the charts are showing. Nvidia, it did come down. Remember that head and shoulders? I've had this here for 2 weeks now, but look at where it caught itself. 1, 2, 3. That's why we play our levels, boys and girls. This is a big point of confluence. This was about the percentage, for the head to play out. Caught some bears down there, and now it's getting back in this range. If it starts to break out, Jimmy posted a nice chart, a bullish chart. I know I've had the head and shoulders posted there for a while, but he was showing more the flag portion. Is like you could see this as like a downward pressure, but it's really just a flag. It's a beautiful flag portion. So if this starts to break above the 137 area, that's pretty bullish to start to break through some of these resistance levels up here. So watch the video. If we do have that slow inch up, continue to keep going. Tesla, it just keeps doing the same thing. Flagging, basing, it's coming right back into previous all-time highs. Accumulation, boom, gone. So a lot of these things are set up for bullish things, and yeah, we had one bad day. It looked ugly, but really, where are we at? We're right at like supports. We're buying it up. We're buying the dip, SPY, trying to base and get above 600. So I'm not a big bear right now. I'm not. I know, last week scared you. There are weaker names. AMD, don't like what it's doing. It's moving. I thought this would be the double bottom here. Maybe they're trying to catch some more liquidity here and push it right back up and get in there. But it's got to get above that. All the EMAs look terrible. It's got to at least get above 123 to 125 for me to start get a little bit convinced and base a higher low there. AMD hasn't looked great. Meta, not as great as you see NVIDIA or Microsoft and Apple all staying kind of near all-time highs. It's been kind of dipping ever since it lost this level. So that's going to be a big point of resistance if it does come up. I'm not too excited anything below 610. So it's got to get above that and then start to work its way through. But if we do sell off this week, we can continue to move down. We still have some room for support at like a lot of these. So like NVIDIA gets denied, can come back down to 126. Microsoft can come back down to its 200 EMA. These are things that I believe bulls are going to continue to step in. And then January is a different story. Go on Google, looking good. Still just kind of flagging off of that all-time high. Could come and create this right shoulder here, get denied again. Just watch for the 200 level. Get above 200, you're bullish. Amazon, it was flagging. What happened when it broke below? Bearish. So now it's got to get above some of these levels. It's trying to base out, holding this as previous resistance turned into support. It's like these are bullish things, guys. Yes, the pullbacks happen, but these are levels you want to be accumulating at, not resistance. When it does, get down here, boom, you buy it up, and then when it gets to resistance, you could sell. So it's like it's not so much about the headlines, it's about just watching the charts. Just continue to watch the charts. When August happened, yes. Was it scary? Yes, of course. but I was always preaching to be watching for the levels below that where you'll find buyers. Where you're finding buyers is where people are going to push the stock back up. No matter how big the crash happens or what happens or when that does happen, we're most of us are young enough to accumulate, to buy more. And that's what most good investors are going to do when things do sell off is buy more. There's never really going to be a point where someone isn't buying. So that's a bullish thesis right there. This was the beautiful divergence that we saw on Netflix. As you can see, it did sell off. It's not, anything crazy as of yet, but that's a 5% move. It has that bullish divergence or bearish divergence, and then it moves down. Boom, 5%. It's still basing. It still looks pretty bullish overall, but we did see a little bit of a frightening, a little bit of a scare. So now the bulls need to not to break through some of these head and shoulders that are forming on most of these stocks. But honestly, it's probably just going to be a quick video. It's a short week. I just wanted to go over some of the names and don't be so scared. The Fed, yes, they paused a little bit. Nothing is broken. Once things start to break, okay, Baba looks bad. I didn't realize the gap below the 200. Now they're just sitting there. That's a frustrating stock because I own quite a bit of them. We think I have them at like 80, 87 or 88. So I was in the green quite a bit here, but didn't decide to sell because my time horizon is longer. Palantir's just been in a different animal. I mean, they had such a strong week just as Apple did. I don't know. I mean, they're starting to diverge a little bit where they're not creating higher highs, but they're showing higher lows on the RSI. So we shall see. Short week. I'm overall kind of, I would say, bullish for the week. These levels do start to break up. Be careful of some of these resistances. We can get another pull and then work our way down here. It's kind of my thesis, I think, for the rest of the year. So we'll see. Good luck to everyone. Reach out to me if you ever want me to check out a specific stock or index. I try to, just do what I trade the most, but it's always nice to learn new stocks, check out new levels. But good luck to everyone. I appreciate you tuning in. Everyone, let's kill it. Wise wealth to the moon.